Together, we can reach the world with the undiluted Word of God.
Beaming from the nation's capital, we bring to you the good news through various programming, news updates, worship, and teachings.
The paralysis of sin makes us to be separated from God.
Contact us for your live streaming solutions and event coverage, such as synods, conferences, seminars, revivals, and lots more. Engage us in showcasing your brands and services to the world through adverts and sponsorship. We also offer latest broadcast equipment for rent, all at affordable prices. Tune in to Acnn TV via any free-to-air decoder with the following installation parameters: Intelsat 20 satellite with tuning frequency 12562 MHz, symbol rate 30 Mbps, orbital position 68.5 degree east, and horizontal polarization. You can also keep in touch with episodes of our programs via these social media platforms. For inquiries, please call 070-3265-6544 or mail us via inquiries@acnntv.com. ACNN, reaching the world with the undiluted Word of God.
Hello and thanks for joining us on the News on the Hour, the major stories. The Right Reverend Dr. Felix Orji advises the Church of Nigeria to channel its energy in strengthening the weak dioceses which are already in existence rather than creating new dioceses. Ahead of the Anambra State governorship election, the wife of the Archbishop of the Ecclesiastical Province of the Niger, Mrs. Martha Choma Ibezim, raises concerns about women and youths. The eNaira Speed wallet is back on Google Play Store 24 hours after its disappearance. And as part of a major rebranding, Facebook has changed its corporate name to Meta, says the change does not apply to its individual platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. And now the news in details. The Bishop of the Anglican Diocese of the West and coordinating Bishop of Konam, the Right Reverend Dr. Felix Orji, has advised the Church of Nigeria to discontinue from creating new dioceses, but instead should channel its energy in strengthening the dioceses which are already in existence. He opined that the Church has enough dioceses, and many of which that are dependent on others financially.
Honestly, Church of Nigeria should not create any more dioceses. They've got a bunch of dioceses that are terribly going through difficulty financially, organizationally. So Church of Nigeria should focus on strengthening, rebuilding those dioceses instead of creating new dioceses that become a burden to themselves, a burden to other dioceses. You know, some of these dioceses want to come to Diocese of Lagos to, you know, Lagos West to for help. And it's not fair to these wealthier dioceses to have bishops almost coming to beg for money. So it's not fair to those bishops either, you know, on both sides. So Church of Nigeria should actually continue the moratorium for the next 10 years. I know this is not popular, but I don't think each village in Nigeria deserves a diocese. You know, they should just support the diocese they have now and work like Christians instead of splitting and dividing, you know. So I'm not in favor of it. They should work on the one they have and make it better.
On Anambra Guba election, the wife of the Archbishop of the Ecclesiastical Province of the Niger, Mrs. Martha Choma Ibezim, has raised concerns about women and youth in Anambra State over the forthcoming governorship election, saying intimidation of women and using the youth for thuggery shouldn't be condoned. Mrs. Ibezim asked the women to be courageous and vote, and that they shouldn't let the fear in the air to deter them from performing their civic duties.
As we all can see, there is that fear in the air. My message to the women is that we should be courageous and we should not be intimidated, especially as we prepare to go to the polling booths on 6th of November. I encourage every woman to get her voter's card and then go there and vote. You know, it's our right. So God will help us and grant us peaceful election and then give us a man after his own heart.
She also encouraged women to talk to their youth to refrain from being instruments of destruction.
I encourage the mothers out there to please help to talk to our youths that they shouldn't allow themselves to be used as thugs or as an instrument to work against the upcoming elections. So our youth to please fear the Lord and eschew evil, especially as we go in to vote on November 6th.
The Diocese of Owo Anglican Communion has congratulated its Deputy Chancellor, Sir Oladipo Akpesheyi San, on the conferment of his Honorary Fellowship Award. The award comes in recognition of his achievements and the contributions to the community and society in general by the Edo State Polytechnic Usain, as approved by the Governor, Mr. Godwin Obaseki. The ceremony was attended by the Deputy Governor for Edo State, wife of the Governor of Edo State, the Esama of Benin, and representatives from the Diocese of Owo, among others. Here's the report of the event. And that was a beautiful photo report. On national scene, the eNaira Speed wallet is back on Google Play Store 24 hours after its disappearance. It was reported that the eNaira Speed wallet app had gone missing from the Google Play Store on Wednesday, October 27, 2021, days after its launch. Director of Corporate Communications of CBN, Osita Nwani Sobi, said the app's disappearance was only temporary as it was undergoing an upgrade aimed at tackling glitches noticed since its launch. Before it went offline, the app had been downloaded by over 100,000 people. The app, which went missing on Wednesday afternoon, came live around 1 p.m. Friday 29th. Meanwhile, experts have will not affect deposits of commercial bank and have urged the CBN to enlighten the public on the initiative. The Inspector General of Police, IGP, Usman Akali Baba, says he's yet to see or receive a formal extradition request for Deputy Commissioner of Police, DCP, Mr. Abba Kyari, following his indictment by a U.S. court. Kyari had earlier in the year been accused of being a conspirator in a $1 million fraud deal involving Instagram celebrity Rahman Abbas, popularly known as Hush Puppy. Giving an update on the case, IGP Akali Baba disclosed that he had only heard it on social media, stressing that there was no extradition request, as some have reported. The Inspector General further explained that the panel constituted to investigate the case has submitted its report to the Secretary General of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, for vetting and advice on the findings. He added that the force has only just received feedback from the AF in the next step to take. The police chief's comment is the latest on the controversial issue, despite a warrant issued by U.S. Magistrate Judge Otis Wright ordering the arrest of Kyari. The spiritual director, Adoration Ministry, Enugu, Nigeria, Reverend Father Ejike Mbaka, has appealed to President Muhammadu Buhari to negotiate with the people of the Southeast over the sit-at-home order by the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. Mbaka explained that Nigeria is sinking, hence Buhari should negotiate with the people of the Southeast. Addressing his members at the Adoration Ground, Mbaka said those around the president were telling him lies about the sit-at-home order. According to Mbaka, whatever is affecting Igbo land is affecting the whole country. You're still watching the news on the hour? Still to come. Nigeria coach Gennett Roa says he's ready to work with special player Odion Igalo in the remaining 2022 World Cup qualifying matches against Cape Verde and Liberia. Details of that story and many more after this break. Kindly stay tuned.
Crossfire is a program that treats controversial topics on diverse issues surrounding the family, church, and society.
Does it mean if a woman now prays with her hair uncovered, God will not honor the prayer?
Should single ladies ask single guys out on a date?
It's not a sign of desperation. It's you knowing what you want and going for it.
Okay.
But you can't tell me that comedy is the
written by if you go through our Church of Nigeria hymn now, you will see so many hymns written by Nigerians.
You know, a man is seeing something here, he's going for something else. Men are confused.
That's why I said you have to help them out.
Okay.
Can you stop a bird from flying?
depending. But we are not instituted, we are forgiven.
No, you have forgiven, yes. But that forgiveness amounts to a criminal offense.
How?
Hold on.
That's my brother, anybody can bring if the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? It matters. So.
No, I'm not saying nobody is destroying any foundation here.
What shall we render to God Almighty? The fruits of our lips are the music that brings down the presence of God on earth. The Encounter of Praise presents soul-lifting praises, sonorous hymns, classical and contemporary sounds that would uplift the name of God and bring down His presence for our awesome blessing. For the theme, the fruits of our lips, from Hebrew 13:15, on the 12th of November 2021, at the St. Matthias House Auditorium, Apo Godo District, Abuja, by 4 p.m. West African time. Come, witness the glory of God in melodious, dynamic concert. Host, the Most Reverend MC Ndokuba, the Primate, Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion. Announcer, the Venerable Dr. Paul Dajo, the General Secretary, Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion.
Welcome back. For more our top stories, please visit our website at acnntv.com, our social media platforms on facebook.com or youtube.com/acnntv. To be up to date with our news and other programs, download the Avo TV app from Google Play Store. And you can also advertise your goods and services on ACNN TV. Publisher and journalist Dele Momodu has re-entered politics and joined Nigeria's main opposition party, the People's Democratic Party, PDP. Momodu announced his move to the PDP in a statement. Was based on the need to contribute meaningfully to the development of the country. According to him, it is clear that given the dangerous and disastrous drift that the nation has experienced in the past 6 years, the only party from which amends can be made to rectify the situation is the People's Democratic Party, PDP. He said this accords with his vehement opposition to the policies and practices of the All Progressive Congress, APC, and its leadership, which has stripped the country of everything it holds dear, which includes national unity, cohesion, security, economic prosperity, educational advancement, social infrastructure, and above all, our cherished moral values. He accused the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, of failing in delivering democratic dividends to Nigerians, maintaining that the PDP has landmark achievements to show for their 16-year rule. The National Consultative Front, NC Front co-chairperson, will soon meet Professor Atahiru Jega and Olisa Agbakoba San-led National Political Coalition on electoral reforms initiated on October 1. The NC Front made the disclosure while announcing plans to launch a credible alternative mega-ideological party by November. A statement by Tanko Yunusa, head of public affairs, declared that the aim is to depose the ruling All Progressive Congress, APC, and the People's Democratic Party, PDP. He said the consensus among NC Front members is the exploration of electoral alliance with existing political parties with similar ideological values. The spokesman said the body has mobilized stakeholders to work out the modalities of ensuring equal benefits and responsibilities for partners fusing into the mega party. UNUSA said the Tommy's meeting with Jega, a former Independent National Electoral Commission INEC chairman, and Agbakoba will discuss how to get the civil society, labor movement, like-minded individuals, political leaders and groups on board. Facebook has changed its corporate name to Meta. Facebook chairman and CEO Mark Zuckerberg announced this, saying it is a part of a major rebranding. The change doesn't apply to its individual platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, only the parent company that owns them. The move follows a series of negative stories about Facebook based on documents linked by Francis Hogan, an ex-employee. Hogan had accused the company of putting profits over safety. Ahead of G20 summit, Pope Francis is due to receive the United States President Joe Biden, who is only the second Catholic head of state in the history of the U.S. According to the White House, the meeting with Biden and Jill at the Vatican was to focus on the fight against the coronavirus pandemic, including the climate change and the global fight against poverty, among other issues. While Biden is scheduled to meet the Italian government, he will also meet French President Emmanuel Macron in order to smooth the waters after the recent rift in the relations with the ally over the submarine crisis. Biden's second trip abroad since taking office in January takes him first to Rome, where he plans to attend the G20 summit of leading economic nations from Saturday, as he also plans to take part in the COP26 World Climate Conference in Glasgow, Scotland. Report says it will remain unclear whether Biden's audience with the Pope would include the controversial issue of abortion, as Biden's government supports the right to abortion, which is at odds with the position of the Roman Catholic Church. U.S. President Joe Biden demanded that Sudan's military immediately restore the nation to civilian rule, join a European and UN calls for an end to violence against peaceful demonstrators and the release of detainees. In a statement, Joe Biden said the Sudanese people must be allowed to protest peacefully and the civilian-led transitional government must be restored, describing the events of recent days as a grave setback for Sudan, referring to the military coup which plunged the poverty-stricken African country into chaos. Several protesters have been killed in days of street violence in the capital Khartoum as the abrupt collapse of Sudan's transition to democracy sparked an international outcry. Based on this, President Biden has urged Sudan's military leaders to immediately release all those detained and restore the institutions associated with the transitional government. Meanwhile, Washington joined world powers, the UN Security Council, African Union and Arab League in what Biden said that it was an international chorus of condemnation against the military takeover. And now moving on to sports. Nigerian coach Gernot Rohr is ready to work with special player Odion Ighalo in the remaining 2022 World Cup qualifying matches against Cape Verde and Liberia. The 32-year-old quit playing for the Super Eagles after he guided them to a bronze medal at the 2019 African Cup of Nations in Egypt. However, reports have emerged that the Al-Shabaab among the players listed in Coach Rohr's squad for the remaining qualifiers and that he could return from retirement. Speaking on his return to the Super Eagles squad, the German tactician told the media that the team misses Ighalo's leadership, experience and goals. Meanwhile, Ighalo has said he has not made a final decision concerning a return to the Super Eagles. It will be recalled that in March, Ighalo said he was considering coming out of international retirement and would make a decision. But in June, he said in an interview he saw no need to come back with the team's young players doing well. The former Watford player has been in impressive scoring form for Saudi Arabia top-flight club Al-Shabaab after netting 8 goals in 9 league appearances. You're still watching the news on the hour. To end the news, here's a recap of the major stories. The Right Reverend Dr. Felix Orji advises the Church of Nigeria to channel its energy in strengthening the weak dioceses which are already in existence rather than creating new dioceses. Ahead of the Anambra State governorship election, the wife of the Archbishop of the Ecclesiastical Province of the Niger, Mrs. Martha Chama Ibesim, raises concerns about women and youths. The eNaira Speed wallet is back on Google Play Store 24 hours after its disappearance. And as part of a major rebranding, Facebook has changed its corporate name to Meta. Says the change does not apply to its individual platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. And so with that, we draw the curtain for this edition of the News on the Hour. I want to thank you so much for watching. I am Phoebe Agirenyu. Do have for yourselves a lovely weekend, and God bless you.